Not only is this a race against time, it's been a race against the weather as well. This Classic Superbike race reduced to 2 laps of the 37 3/4 mile long TT course. The weather is closing in. Rain forecast to come in from the west of the island. Brian McCormack is going to get us away. He has the big fat #1 on his plate. Away he goes.
Just behind him on road, his teammate Derek Shields on the next Greenall Kawasaki. Beautifully prepared bikes. There's not a rider in the field that wouldn't be on one of those machines. They're always well prepared and fast.
Ducati 916 of Mike Brown launches along Glencrutchery Road as Shields goes through the bottom of Bray Hill. This is on board that Ducati with Mike Brown.
Listen to the drone. Big V twin. So good to see a Ducati out on course. Definitely be a crowd favourite, as will that man, Michael Rudder.
Listen to this. The Suzuki XR69, it has a distinct tone.
It certainly does. Rob Hodson, previous winner there, off on the 3rd of the Greenall Kawasaki's. Davo Johnson, another winner in this class in years past.
Yeah, Davo Johnson. As next is Craig Neve on the ZXR.
Really is a TT rider's who this one, Dave, isn't it?
Especially when it comes to this guy, Ian Hutchinson. Great to see him back on Glencrutchery Road.
Hasn't raced the Manx since the beginning of his road racing career, as we see Rob Hodson.
Here is Craig Neve on that ZXR. But Ian Hutchinson is away. It sounded as if he had a little bit of an issue maybe with the clutch as he got off the line. But he's into Quarter Bridge and he's going at a rapid pace.
How cool does the retro bike look with the retro colour scheme? Nothing more retro than that. The rotary powered Norton, as we see Sean Anderson head off the line, then the second Norton, piloted by James Hind. Dom Herbertson away there too, another Kawasaki mounted rider.
Listen to the Norton through Bray Hill and screaming its way down towards Quarter Bridge.
Oh, that doesn't sound right.
Oh dear.
Not the speed we're accustomed to seeing Sean Anderson pilot his way around here. That sounds more like it. On James Hind's Norton.
There's Dominic Herbertson.
Yeah, I think Sean might be pulling over here.
He is, Cam. That's it. Game over. Sean Anderson. What a shame.
They have been a fragile bike, these. They are highly stressed, but incredible machines, and so good to see the Wiz Racing team put the effort into getting them out on course.
Almeric Blanc on the Kawasaki. He's away.
French competitor.
Also worth mentioning that Michael Dunlop's a non-starter in this. He was due to go on the Ducati 916, but beset with problems and issues throughout practice, so no Michael Dunlop in this race. As Brian McCormack makes it into Glen Helen. And here's that Ducati 916 of Mike Brown.
Lack of adhesion flags out there. And you can see why, just a little kick of the back tyre. Is that Ducati? Just fighting to get power to the ground on that damp road. Back on board, Michael Rudder.
Interesting that we're seeing the Ducati. Michael Rudder coming through. His dad, of course, Tony, raced Ducatis. Ducatis have 8 TT wins to the name, 4 of which were in the hands of Michael's father, Tony, as we go through Rutter's as well, of course, which was renamed after his family earlier this year at the TT.
Yeah, what a great bit of history, Dave. As we see Michael Rudder there. And then Rob Hodson making up ground, also looking smooth. Again, I said Rob has won this race before. He'll want to get back on that top step if he can this year. But these conditions will favour the brave. There's no siding lap, no warm-up lap. They're straight out into these very variable conditions on the course today.
Brown is the quickest into Glen Helen so far. Rob Hodson is in second place as Davo Johnson comes through Glen Helen. He's not quite broken through. Craig Neve, though, already catching Johnson on the road, looking back from the Australian out of Sarah's Cottage.
Yeah, well, Davo's got the speed. But it's just whether he's got the confidence on the machine in these conditions.
And also had that massive smash at the TT earlier this year, of course, and he's coming back from injury, so great to see him back on the course.
Certainly a mighty effort. Another man that's recovered from injury, none more so than that man, Ian Hutchinson. Brilliant rider, and brilliant to see him back on course as he makes his way up here past Sarah's cottage. Always smooth.
So many Kawasaki ZXRs in this race, Cam.
They're a very popular machine. They fit this category well. They were popular in their heyday, and they certainly are now. But Mike Brown, he is the man on the move.
Distinctive tone of that Ducati. Oh, he is on the move.
He's past Eric Shields. He's going well. He was very, very strong in the Ducati in the race last year, but they were caught out with a mechanical issue in the race. Cost him a finish.
Oh, he's third. Dominic Herbertson is third.
Dom the Bomb.
So Derek Shields in fourth, Craig Neve in fifth. Michael Rutter just being passed now.
Rob Hodgson is making his way past.
So Rob Hodgson getting a good tow from Michael Rutter. Second for Rob Hodgson ahead of Herbertson. Shields just 2/10 back in fourth place. Brian McCormack is sixth behind Craig Neve.
Back on board with Hutchie. Incredible to think, Dave, in this class, the lap record is actually in excess of 127 miles per hour, but I don't think we'll be seeing anywhere near those speeds today with these damp patches around the course.
Amazing seeing that speed there a moment ago from Hutchinson through the bottom of Big Arrow. This is Michael Sweeney, another who's had his injury issues in the past. Great to see him back on board.
Yeah, he's a great pilot, combined with a really good team this year. He'll be expecting a good result, but again, with just a shortened race on the cards, there's no time to sit back and assess those conditions around this 37 and 3 mile course. They've got to go like a bull at a gate from the start.
They have. You're absolutely spot on, Cam. They've got to do it all over again in a moment. The Laff Bridge is the next section from Glen Helen, then it's on to Ramsey, then the climb out of the northern town across the mountain. On board with Dave O'Johnson with a rider in pursuit.
Rear facing camera on the way out of Quarry Bends onto the longest straight of the course. Someone catching him rapidly, Dave.
Craig Neve on that ZXR 1991. That's how old that bike is.
Oh, picks up the slipstream and slingshots past Davo.
And Mike Brown, who extended his lead at Laff Bridge by 2 seconds over Hodgson.
Wow, by Milltown, he's already got Brian McCormack in his sights.
Another retirement for James Hind.
James Hind, he's not having much luck at this year's Manx Grand Prix.
Sorry, Cam, neither are the Nortons as well. That's both of them, those bikes out now.
Yeah, hugely disappointing, but it does happen. Rob Hodgson looking fast and smooth on his way through Milltown.
Still holding second place. So they're going into Ramsey now. This is Schoolhouse on board with Michael Rutter. A 1275 engine in that bike.
Fair bit bigger than it came out from the factory. We ride with Hutchie. Oh, nice and smooth, holding that throttle on.
Well, Rutter and Johnson have already come through, and Ian Hutchinson looking like he's never been away from the place. But we're back with our race leader, Mike Brown.
Bike specialist Ducati.
Into Ramsey hairpin.
Yellow flag, there's plenty of water on the course. Must be really tricky for these riders in these conditions, but man, look at the speed of Mike Brown. He's such a versatile pilot. He's quick whatever bike you put him on.
Herbertson has dropped to fifth, by the way, back at Laff.
Well, another rider that's quick on pretty much any bike you put him on.
Craig Neve, the quickest through the Sulby speed trap, 174.2 miles an hour. See, at least there isn't a stream across the road, which we sometimes see at Ramsey hairpin. So they're going up from Ramsey now, the big climb through Guthrie's, the mountain mile, through Black Hut, onto the veranda and the bungalow.
Mike Brown already pulled an impressive 9 seconds over Rob Hodgson as they left Ramsey heading up onto the mountain. He really is a man on a mission. He's a compact rider. He just fits on that Ducati so nicely.
So riding with Mike Brown, the climb up the mountain, nothing like it in the world, Cam.
No, there's certainly not. It'll be challenging on a day like today. There's a lot of cloud, there's a lot of wind, there's some damp patches.
And a little wheelie from Rob Hodson on the exit of Gooseneck. Here's Michael Rutter.
Yeah, Michael, that XR69, they're a bespoke, handmade race frame with that production-based Suzuki engine on board.
Craig Neve ahead of Davo Johnson. Here is Craig Neve, and looking good. He had his off as well. Both Johnson and Neve both crashed at the TT, of course. So great to see them both racing again today.
Oh, the cloud looks low there as Mike Brown heads up through the bungalow, over the tram lines. Yeah, that cloud's really dropping down now, Dave. That's a bit nerve-wracking. It is late in the day to be running a race.
Here's Dominic Herbertson.
And I'll tell you, all these TT riders, they're there because they love riding the course, but this is also so beneficial to their TT campaigns. They get extra laps, some more course knowledge before they're back here next May and June to race the modern bikes next year.
Herbertson up into fourth now, by the way. He's yo-yoing up and down. Oh my goodness me. Now then, that wasn't there before. This is closed right in.
Wow, that's nerve-wracking stuff, as if it's not scary enough to race the TT course when you can see where you're going.
That has come from nowhere, Cam.
Wow, so Mike Brown now down through the nook, where it always holds plenty of dampness. Just being extra cautious through there on the booming Ducati.
And the checkered flag is out because they've decided to cut this one short, Cam. It's going to be Mike Brown who takes the win. Only the 9th time Ducati has won at the Isle of Man, the first ever Manx Grand Prix victory. My goodness, the first one since 1996, Rob Holden, the Isle of Man TT. But well done, Mike Brown. Well done, the organisers, for getting that race in, because that cloud has moved right in. The first few riders came through there and there was no sign of it, but this is the result of the Classic Superbike race. Mike Brown with the win, ahead of Rob Hodson. Derek Shields in 3rd place. Craig Neve, a great fourth, ahead of Dominic Herbertson and Ian Hutchinson.